Welcome to the WinCATI video tour. WinCATI, a computer-assisted telephone interviewing system, is composed of 3 applications connected to a central database server. In this segment, we'll be looking at the Interviewer application. The Interviewer application is used by your interviewers to make calls and collect data. The interviewer first logs on to WinCATI by entering their ID and workstation number. They are presented with a list of studies to which they are assigned. Interviewers may only access studies they have been assigned to by the supervisor application. From here, they may also change the settings that apply to the study and workstation. For example, they may choose live data collection mode or practice mode, which allows them to practice interviewing without actually collecting any data or saving any call attempts. Also, the dialing mode can be specified here as well. WinCATI gives you the ability to dial manually, automatically, or optionally, proactive and predictive dialing using the Proteus Dialer for Marketing Systems group. Rapid Dial is similar to traditional auto dial, but allows you to set up hotkeys to disposition the most common call attempts with a single keystroke, giving you most of the productivity gains of proactive dialing without having to purchase additional hardware. The voice capture function is an optional software add-on that gives you the ability to record some or all of your interviewer's conversation with the respondent. It also has the ability to play pre-recorded sound files to the respondent, allowing you to get their opinion on what they heard. Once the interviewer is logged on to WinCATI, they are presented with the primary call window. WinCATI keeps the interface simple and efficient so that your interviewers can focus on making calls and collecting data. Keep in mind, most of the actions you see here performed with the mouse can be done using only the keyboard. This saves the interviewers time without having to move their hand back and forth from the keyboard to the mouse. The top half of this window contains the respondent's contact information and other fields to indicate the status of the record. Below that is the button bar, which contains all of the actions the interviewer may perform. They can review all previous attempts made on this record, see a snapshot of upcoming records available for them to dial. This is particularly useful for the interviewer to see upcoming callbacks. Retrieve a record based on any field in your sample database, including user-defined fields. This is useful for studies where you have respondents calling you to complete surveys. Transfer this record to another interviewer. Or return this record to the queue and take the next available record. Each of the 5 buttons between Start and Log Off may be disabled in the Supervisor application if you don't want your interviewer to spend any time on these activities. When the interviewer is ready to make the call attempt, they can either dial the number manually and click Start Manual to enter the survey, or they can click Start Auto to have WinCATI dial the number and enter the survey automatically. If the study was set to use Rapid Dial, the interviewer would click the Start Auto button one time to start the session, and then each record would dial immediately upon entering this window for each subsequent attempt, thereby setting a rapid pace for making calls. Once in the survey, the interviewer may proceed to read from the questionnaire if they have the respondent on the phone. Or they may terminate the interview and enter a disposition. Based on your disposition settings in Supervisor, the disposition window shows the most likely set of dispositions based on where in the survey the interview was terminated. If necessary, the interviewer can click the Display All Disposition Codes button to see all the dispositions that are available to them. Once they have selected a disposition, the interviewer can enter their comments related to this attempt. If they feel their comments are very important, they can click the Make Attempt Message Permanent checkbox to cause it to appear directly on the primary call window. If a callback disposition is selected, the interview is presented with the scheduling window. Here, they enter the date and time to call the respondent back. They do not have to calculate the time if the respondent is in a different time zone. They simply enter the date and time the respondent gives them, and WinCATI will make the conversion to local time if necessary. When the time comes to call this respondent back, WinCATI will try to give the call to the same interviewer that scheduled it, if they are available. Otherwise, the next available interviewer will be chosen. This behavior is customizable in the Supervisor application. At the end of the call attempt, the interviewer is given the choice to either continue to the next call, switch to a different study, or log off the system. Each log off and log on is recorded by WinCATI. This way, the interviewer productivity report can calculate the dials per hour and completes per hour using only the actual time spent in the system and actively making calls, giving you more accurate results. That concludes our tour of WinCATI's Interviewer application. Please contact us to talk with a representative about any questions you have.